Hi friends, it's episode number 10 and I'm happy to be here because we're going to be talking about my favorite topic, which is content marketing. Yes! If you've ever asked this question, oh my God, how am I going to get leads? How am I going to get more eyeballs to my page? How am I going to get traffic? How am I going to get these audiences? How am I going to get sales? If you've ever asked any one of those questions, this is for you. Yes. So content marketing, I'm going to tell you how that's going to help you get all that stuff, all those questions answered while you're sleeping. So get ready. This is content marketing in 2020, how to attract clients. But first, before we go on, can you take a look at that subscribe button and that bell? Go ahead and click them. Thank you very, very, very much. All right, now we're ready to get started. So a little bit about me. I am Genevieve Kim. I help entrepreneurs take their businesses to the next level with content marketing. And why I love to do this is because I know that it works and it's super effective. I have helped businesses go from 0 to 500 clients in 6 weeks. Yes, I have done that and I want to help you do that too. So let's start with the evergreen content. So let's start with what is content marketing. Content marketing is essentially any kind of information that you're using to start a conversation with your audience. Yes, that's what I like to call it. Forget all the other definitions. It's really how you're having a conversation with your customers that you are proactively starting. So that could be a blog post. That could be this video. I'm starting a conversation with you. That could be an Instagram live. Or it could be a TikTok post, whatever it is, you are starting a conversation. Now, not all content marketing is equal. In fact, I have a favorite. And my favorite type of content is actually evergreen content. Now, what is evergreen content? Evergreen content is the type that stays evergreen. If you think about plants, the ones that stay green all the time are the ones that are constantly in season. So breaking that down, evergreen content is the type that stays in season. It never goes out of style. It's relevant constantly. So what would be an example of not evergreen content? Not evergreen content is those trends, those trend reports that have statistics that are really only relevant for this particular season. Or it is the news article that you just read yesterday that really isn't as relevant for the next, few months. It is things that are seasonal, trending. They are not going to apply as in the long term. So they have a very short shelf life, and they become irrelevant quickly. Now, evergreen content happens to be content that lasts for a much longer time. It remains relevant for a longer shelf life. So why is evergreen content my favorite? It is because it has, like I mentioned, great shelf life. Yeah, you don't have to keep building it over and over. It's kind of like a one and done, and you set it and you let it. It's so great. And the other part is that it lasts. It lasts for a while. It's like it doesn't go out of style. It's like that pair of boots, that jean jacket that you always have. It's always good. And the other part is that it is a quick win for your customers, and your customers are then going to trust you. You solved one of their problems and you showed how you work, and they're like, it is so easy to work with this person. They get me, they get my problem. I want to keep working with this person. How do I do that, right? Guess what? They can experience that even in your sleep. Yes, while you are sleeping, this evergreen content can be living on your website, it could be living on your link tree, it could be living on your Facebook group or your YouTube videos, it could be on your opt-ins, and it just keeps going, right? And you could be sleeping merrily while people are discovering you. That is the beauty of evergreen content, and this is why I highly recommend it. What would be an example of evergreen content? Well, this video would be an example of evergreen content. It's likely not going to go out of style. The fact that it does say 2020, well, yes, but it will last, I guarantee you, for a few years, because content marketing is essentially how to maintain a conversation, and I'm going to teach you how to do that, okay? Well, where do we begin? Where do we begin with a conversation? Well, all conversations start with asking a question. And I think that the most important question that we ask our customers and when we're having a conversation with another person is asking about the other person. Really getting to know what the other person wants. In this day and age, what do customers need most? They need their problems solved. They're looking for solutions. So how are you providing those solutions? Maybe you are a lifestyle coach and you're teaching women how to meditate better or how to become more mindful. And maybe then you realize your women that your customers are complaining about the following. I am so exhausted that every single time I come home, I can't take care of my kids. I'm too exhausted. I don't have time for sex. I'm just so tired of that. Or maybe it's also that you're hearing your customers, your women clientele who are saying, I just feel so burnt out. And your responses to all of those things potentially are to that idea of, okay, I'm so tired I can't even take care of my kids. Well, maybe your solution is time block for some self-care. Maybe the other one is for the sex part is time block to actually go out on a date with your husband. Maybe the other one is, I just don't feel like I can focus on myself. Well, maybe it is providing these little small itty bitty tips of how to do some self-care, like take a bath at night, right? So I'm no expert on this. I was just using this as an example, but there are probably a ton of other pieces of advice that you could give for that. And each single one of those pieces of advice you may think is so basic, but it's not. It's not seriously, sometimes we just need a reminder of how to do things or how to get back into these things. And so go into serious detail on each single one of those. And those are going to become the foundation of each of your content, every single one of your evergreen content pieces. Because these problems that people have, they're not just for today. These are problems that you're solving that people are having or have had for a really long time. And it's human nature. People are going to continue to have these problems. Build on these. Build on what is the problem first, and then identify what is the solution. So I'm super curious. Love to hear from you guys. What are some of the things that you're hearing from your customers, and what are some of the solutions that you want to provide? Please comment below. I'd love to hear what you're up to in your businesses. Okay, now that you have problems and you have solutions all identified, well, now each of those solutions is going to become a piece of evergreen content. And you're like, Genevieve, what? You're gonna turn one of those into a video. Then next, you're gonna turn one of those into a checklist and another one of those into a mini how-to. Keep this super duper simple. If you're like, I've never done anything on video before, well, bust out a Zoom call and start recording yourself. It can be that simple, or press the record button on your cell phone, or get someone else to press it for you, okay? And if you've never ever made a brochure, well, guess what? You get to do it for free on Canva. Canva has a whole bunch of templates that are completely free. You do not have to pay a single dime, okay? And you can also create a blog post. This could be a list, it could be bullets, it doesn't have to be perfect, but this is exactly how you're going to start gaining the trust. People are gonna be like, this person knows my problem, they know how to solve it, and they are getting me to these quick wins. Woo! That is exactly what we want to do to get more eyeballs. Then the next thing that you're going to do is make sure that you are plugging in the right keywords. The right keywords is key here, okay? So after you have created your content, make sure that you have your keywords in. I actually think this is worth a second video now that I think about it. Let's focus on that for the next video. In the meantime, please, if you'd like to get some help with this, I do have a Facebook group. It is called Content Copy Hour. We meet on every Tuesdays at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. We work on content for an hour. We get through shit. I workshop through people, and it's completely free. So sign up. I'm gonna put the link in the description below. And do that. Don't forget, last but not least, if you haven't already, subscribe and like and share if this was helpful. All right, guys. I will see you next week. We're going to talk about keywords next week. And thank you so much for being here. Ciao.